Hey everyone, today we're going to be checking out the new Any Day pack from Vertx. Vertx is of course well known for making some great everyday carry bags, and they also have an extensive ecosystem of accessories to allow you to customize the bags depending on what you're going to be carrying. And so I was excited to see this new addition to their lineup that seemed to offer a very minimal style and also a feature set that would allow it to work well in a lot of different situations without sacrificing some of the tactical aspects that Vertx is well known for. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to use this over the past couple of weeks. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, to me this offers one of the more subdued and minimal appearances in Vertx's lineup. I like that it's a very simple style. It doesn't have a lot of external attachment points or overt tactical functionality. So it's definitely going to be great for people that are looking for more of a gray man style vibe that's going to blend into pretty much any environment. This is definitely the type of thing that I would be comfortable using for traveling, for my day-to-day, or even for taking into the office. As far as the materials, like other Vertx bags, this feels solidly built. On the exterior, you have a nylon fabric that feels like it's going to offer plenty of durability, and it's also going to help keep the weight of the bag down. Beyond that, you have really solid components all throughout, including some very smooth working and reliable YKK zippers. Continuing along the outside of the bag, I was happy to see that there's an external water bottle pocket. This is going to offer a nice amount of space. You'll be able to handle my 20-ounce water bottle pretty comfortably, so you can see that there's some elasticity here. This material feels pretty durable, and then when it's not in use, it helps keep the compartment closer to the bag. And at the top, you have a pretty simple carrying handle. It's got a nice material here, but it's pretty thin. It doesn't have a ton of padding, but it will still allow you to pick the bag up or hang it when you're not using it. And then on the other side, you just have a simple attachment point. So you can pair this with maybe a carabiner. And you also have this sort of handle at the front. We've seen this on other Vertx bags, so it's great that you can pick the bag up from here as well. And then you have little Vertx logo, which, you know, I like that this is pretty subtle. It doesn't stand out. And the last thing I'll mention while we're talking about the exterior is that when the bag is packed out, it does manage to stand up pretty well on its own, but it does lean forward a little bit, so as you start to shift the weight around, there is a chance that it could tip forward. Moving into the capacity, this comes in at about 20 liters, which is a really great daily bag size in my opinion. It looks and feels a little more compact than some other 20-liter bags that I've used, but I was still able to hold the items that I normally like to carry with me. And I like that even when it's a little bit more packed out, it never felt overwhelmingly bulky and was something that I'd be comfortable using for navigating crowded areas, jumping into public transit, and carrying onto pretty much any domestic or international airline and using it as a personal item. Continuing with the harness system, so far the bag has been pretty comfortable to wear. You have a nice amount of padding on the straps. They feel really comfortable right out of the box. On the inside, there's no breathable mesh per se. You do have kind of a soft material, which still feels nice. The straps also have a good width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders. And then you have a couple of attachment points here, some webbing that will allow you to add a sternum strap if you want, or clip on additional accessories. There wasn't a sternum strap included with the bag, and it's not the type of thing that I would normally use with a bag of this size. And then as far as the back panel, this has also felt pretty comfortable. There is some padding here, but unfortunately no breathability, so you don't have any sort of mesh or elevation to provide airflow while you're walking around. You do, however, have this nice luggage pass-through that's going to allow you to rest this on your suitcase while traveling to save some weight on your back. Jumping into the organizational options, on the front you have two zippered quick access pockets. In the top one, I currently have my sunglasses with their case. I like that the compartment offers enough volume to be able to handle items like this, as well as a charging cable for my tablet and my phone. I also have my AirPods in here and a packable tote bag. On the inside, you also have kind of a soft hook and loop backing, so you can customize this with some of the accessories that are part of Vertx's lineup if you want. And then below that, in this zippered pocket, again, nice amount of space. I was able to store my alpaca admin pouch. And then I also have my USB-C hub along with the charging cables, which I use to charge all of my devices while I'm on the go. And there's no additional organization provided in this compartment, so just kind of an open space, which I'm generally a fan of. And I believe that this is also meant to pair with one of these sling bags that's part of the Any Day collection that you can slide in here if you want to have a more modular setup. And then on the back, you have another zippered compartment. This one is lockable and it has one of Vertx's rapid access tabs, which provides a nice kind of grip here to make it easy to get into the compartment. So this is meant to be used for off-body carry. It's got a nice wide opening, and then on the inside you have hook and loop backing, so you can customize this with the various accessories in Vertx's lineup, as we've shown in other videos. With this one, you have kind of this holster accessory included here, but you can remove this, you can adjust it, and just kind of customize this depending on the gear that you're going to be carrying. And then moving into the main compartment, you have a zipper that provides a nice amount of access. On one side, it goes all the way down. On the other, it doesn't go all the way, so it's not a full clamshell, but you still have plenty of visibility into the items that you have here. And so again, at 20 liters of capacity, I was able to store kind of my typical loadout. A pair of headphones here. I have an AirTech pouch. I have the Evergood Civic Access pouch 1 liter. And then I have the Civic Access pouch 2 liters. And so all of those items fit in there comfortably. There wasn't a ton of leftover space, and so that's where this feels a little more compact than some other 20-liter bags, but still enough for what I need for my day-to-day. And then with the open layout that's provided here, you can use this for minimal travel. It is a little bit narrow for some of the packing cubes that I normally like to use. They'll fit, but it's a bit of a tight fit. And so you want to keep that in mind, but I still think that I could use this for a weekend of travel depending on how I was packing. And then on the inside, you have some built-in organization. On the lid, you have a slip pocket here that is, large enough to hold something like a tablet. I'm currently using that to store my iPad mini. And then in front of that, you have a zippered mesh compartment. I like this mesh that Vertx uses. You can kind of see on the inside, I have a USB-C cable there, and you also have a lanyard that's going to be a good spot for your keys or multi-tool or something like that. And then you have a few small slots for something like a pen or a flashlight. I have my EDC scissors there. You have some elastic bands as well, so you can clip on a couple of different things. And then on the other side, you have a padded laptop sleeve. On the front of that sleeve, you have, again, hook and loop backing to allow you to customize it with various accessories and pouches. And then the sleeve does offer some padding here. It's not the most rigid, but it is a little thicker than just kind of a standard slip pocket. It's also pulled up off the bottom of the ground. I will say that because of the structure of this bag, when it's emptier, that can sometimes work a little inconsistently, but glad to see that there is a clear gap there for when the bag is full. And then I currently have a 14-inch MacBook Pro in here. You can see that that fits in there comfortably. Even with the lip here at the top, I'm able to get it in and out pretty easily. I think this will handle a 15-inch laptop, maybe even a 16-incher, but it'll start to be pretty tight here at the top, so that's something that you want to keep in mind. But for my 14-inch laptop, it's worked smoothly. So pulling my device out, now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. This does come up a decent amount, so if you happen to have a thicker laptop, it should be able to fit in there comfortably. And with the padding that's offered here and the fact that it is pulled up off the bottom of the ground, it does feel like my device is going to be pretty well protected while I'm on the go. And so I like the layout in this main area and throughout the rest of the bag. Everything felt very functional, useful, and if you're looking for a compact, everyday carry option that's going to offer a minimal style and that you're going to be able to configure to match up with the gear that you're going to be carrying, this is going to be a really cool option to take a look at. And so to wrap up, you can currently purchase this on Vertx's site. It's going to come in at around $130, which to me feels like a pretty reasonable price considering the features and the build quality that it has to offer, and it's also going to compare well against some of the other similar bags in this price range. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of is Vertx's ReadyPack X. That one also has a more subdued appearance that's going to allow it to blend in nicely into a lot of different environments. Very solid build quality, comfortable harness system, great organizational layout. It's going to feel a little bit bigger. It's going to give you some extra space. It also has, the ability to be customized with a variety of Vertx accessories if you need to. You still have the compartment on the back that's hook and loop lined, and you have a padded laptop sleeve in the main compartment, dual external water bottle pockets. You have the luggage pass-through. So it checks off a lot of the same boxes, but it's just going to give you a little bit more in terms of capacity and features. And so if you're looking for something in this category that's just going to be a little bit bigger, then that's going to be an excellent option to consider. The next bag this made me think of is the 511 Rush 12, which is a really great everyday carry option that has a little bit more of a tactical appearance. So it's got webbing all along the front and the sides so you can attach additional accessories. Great organizational layout on that one. Clamshell compartment, it comes in at around 24 liters. Comfortable harness system, you have a padded laptop sleeve in the main area. And it also comes in at a pretty reasonable price. And so if you're looking for something that's gonna, just give you a versatile size, a lot of organization, and a great build quality, then that's gonna be a great option to take a look at. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Vertx backpack from VanQuest. That one comes in an 18 liter and 25 liter size. I really like the more kind of modern aesthetic that one offers. It's got a great organizational layout, a couple of quick access pockets. It's got a spacious main compartment and a dedicated laptop compartment that's padded, suspended. It's got a pretty comfortable harness system. It also has hook and loop backing at various points in the bag to allow you to also customize it with, VanQuest's ecosystem of accessories. And so, I feel like it checks off some of the same boxes as the Any Day pack here, but it's just gonna give you a different layout, and it's also gonna offer that dedicated laptop compartment and the extra sizes. So if you're looking for something durable and minimal, then that's gonna be an excellent option to keep in mind. With that being said, the Any Day pack holds up very well against all those options and is quickly becoming one of my favorite bags in Vertx's lineup. And if you're looking for something that's gonna offer a minimal appearance, that's not gonna be super big, it's not gonna break the bank, and it's gonna offer a great organizational layout, then I think this is gonna be a really cool option to take a look at. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Any Day pack and how it compares to some of the other popular EDC bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar bags that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank Vertx for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.